good matchup for Ike, though, is Lucario, and that's SoronaJo's character. Lucario doesn't have the greatest frame data. He has some very, very awesome combos, and obviously that Rage plus Aura is always an absolutely annihilating force that you have to be careful of. But with Ike's frame data and Lucario's lack of range without Aura, he could maybe get some early kills and take Aura out of the equation.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like power characters are absolutely the good picks against Lucario. If you're able to close the stock out early, then you can deal with this character and not have to fight him in his Super Saiyan state.
Right, exactly. So, I mean, one thing I got to also shout out about my boy Cookietic is that he's always a very positive force, and then coming out of Minnesota, he always has the entire state behind him. I don't know if you saw the picture on Twitter from Josh, the Minnesota TO, but he actually rented a party bus to bring 50 Minnesota players to Smash and Splash.
Wow, no wonder I've been seeing so many on these stream matches.
Yep. And so, yeah, Cookietic has pretty much, like, by and large, been, like, supported by his Minnesota brethren the entire time. They really show up for their boy.
That's awesome to hear. You gotta love that regional support. I guess this is another button check.
Yeah, I
think these guys are just dancing.
They are. I mean, unless this is, like, the most impressive and deep neutral that there's ever been.
Yeah, it's absolutely a button check. Production confirming it, but we knew.
Yeah, and on the other hand, SoronaJo, he's coming out of St. Louis.
Oh, that was cool. Did you see that?
I did.
He did the quick draw from, and he still grabbed the edge. Nice.
It's a great edge guarding tool.
Oh, yeah, I could see that. A little risky, because if you mess up, you're dead, but...
I mean, that's 100% true.
Yes.
I don't think Cookietic's kind of messed that up, though. He seems like he's got it under lock. But as I was saying, SoronaJo coming out of St. Louis, Missouri also showing up pretty big here. So I've seen at least like 6 or 7 of those guys on stream yesterday.
Right. We couldn't have my boy SoronaJo come through because he got some food poisoning, but instead we've got SoronaJo in his place.
You know, he called him up. T.O. Joe was like, yeah, Serrano, I just need you to carry on the rhyming legacy.
Yes, please carry the torch for me.
So we are actually ended up striking over to Battlefield. I think it's a good stage for both these characters because they can both use their very powerful smashes up through the platforms and also do short hop aerials to catch any sort of landings on those platforms that they're not careful for. So pretty neutral starting stage.
Yeah, I definitely like this stage for both of the characters as well. Coney and I were saying yesterday on commentary that if you have a sword or any sort of substantial disjoint, Battlefield is a good stage for you, and this definitely qualifies for both of these characters. However,
man, whenever I hear Ike land, and like he got those like 2-3 fairs there, like just listen to that. It's thumping. Like we have some good bass here in the building, and it's just I can feel it in the soles of my feet.
Yeah, Sakurai did a great job of making each sword or each hit in this game sound really distinct and also really satisfying.
Yeah, and speaking of satisfying, opening up a pretty good lead here is Cookietic on this Lucario. And at 90%, you know, if he can get Lucario off stage or maybe get a good hard read, it's done. The fight or steel fighting type is going to be over. So SoronaJo's got to be extremely careful.
Yeah, theoretically he should resist the steel from Ike's sword, right? But not going to be so fortunate.
It's the blessed Blade Ragnell. It doesn't matter how much of a steel type you are.
Wow, and up throw to fair still actually linking in the 120% range. Wow, great timing. That I mean, with the recovery so linear as Lucario's, though, I mean, it kind of writes itself.
It does write itself. That being said, Lucario with that much aura has his up B extend from it, so he could have curved it around and missed it.
Right.
So it was just, you know, he was right on that ledge to cover any sort of angle shenanigans at all. So good placement there from Cookietic and takes the first stock.
Yeah, Eruption with a pretty large hitbox extension below the edge.
And he had a lot of charge on that, too. So the bigger the charge, the stronger the hit. And Lucario now finds himself a stock down. But that aura is swirling around his fists. And so that's always a dangerous factor in this matchup.
Yeah, cleanly dead from the center of the stage there. Now, one thing I really like about Ike in this matchup, aside from just his kill power, is that he's also got some really fast ground normals in terms of jab and down tilt. We were talking about how you can whiff punish this character pretty easily, but that's only when he commits to an aerial or maybe one of his larger moves like forward tilt.
SoronaJo starting to roll now. He's got some good Aura Sphere cancels. He's gotten some good damage from throws. Cookietic's got to be careful to not engage too closely in neutral because as the percent climbs, those throws are going to do enough damage for Lucario to finish him off.
And we see Cookietic going for up throw to up air there, maybe trying to sniff out an early air dodge. SoronaJo, however, timing it pretty well.
Nice nair there to get stage control back and send SoronaJo off stage. Cookietic trying to close this out, but it is pretty much evened up considering Lucario's aura. Oh, but perfectly placed back air, hopping right over the Aura Sphere and just slicing Lucario right in the jaw.
And he was just getting to that dangerous percent. 77 against a Lucario stacking over 100 rage and aura.
I mean, Ike's swall, but Lucario is mega strong.
Yes, absolutely. It doesn't matter how many hours you spend in the gym, Ike, or hitting training dummies with your sword, because this man just has to get hit, and then he's even stronger than you.
That actually reminds me, last year, our Wisconsin-Minnesota Lucario player, Z2G, killed a poor soul with 3 hits with Lucario last year.
Ooh, we got the tech.
Oh, let's go Cookietic.
This man has to change his tag to Cookietic. Or I'm sorry, Cookietic. Wow. I'm literally reading it off the screen. Total failure there, but
it's all right, Max. Everybody gets one.
Yeah. Either way, that was sick. The
strong start.
The classic throw to footstool, down air reset, and a lot of damage off that. I like that he got falling up air too, because that gave him another opportunity to hit him.
And Cookietic is just bringing the pain right now. 91% less than 30 seconds into the match, and usually you'd say, oh, that's good for Lucario. No, because Ike is going to kill you at any moment.
Okay, gonna just recover to the edge with Aether. I know that you can send an Aura Sphere blowing through that move, but SoronaJo, I guess, just
he didn't have one really locked and loaded.
Yeah. All right. You want to say that he's got a huge lead, but then you remember that he's fighting Lucario.
And there's no lead is safe against the Pokemon extraordinaire.
Of course, the old Melee adage, one stock is not a lead. Against Lucario, nothing is a lead, no matter what. Even if we were playing 99 stocks, you never know.
Oh, but up tilt, I do know about that, and that basically just brings him right off the top. It's such a low scooping move, too, so, I mean, it doesn't matter where Lucario was there.
Yep, starts from the ground.
Starting from the bottom now tier.
Exactly. And if you can scout Lucario's rolls out, doesn't matter how good the frame data is on that roll. Of course, even dating back to Brawl, historically one of the most annoying rolls to deal with, and that kind of encourages Lucario players to use it haphazardly. However, Cookietic all over that one. And SoronaJo,
that was a great late nair hit to stop any sort of offense from SoronaJo.
Yeah, now that he's lost the first stock here, this is really where Lucario struggles. He's like the best character in the game if you get the first stock, and the worst if you lose it.
Unless you know, you get to about 150 and they can't seem to find the close.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you get the first stock,
But Cookietic has not even remotely let like an opening happen. Like his armor is impenetrable.
Right. Also, right now he has an opportunity to close this out with up throw to fair near the edge. Even though Lucario is fairly heavy, I believe his weight is 100. We get the fact checking on that one.
Oh, but it's an up air right there falling. Cookietic kind of smiling, acknowledging. He's like, yeah, you got me on that one, but I got this giant sword, and so really you're still in a lot of dire straits.
And this is still on the verge of being closed out. However, we could see a big string from Lucario. 27 off 2 hits, that's pretty substantial.
And then Aura Sphere cancel is obviously a thing, but Fair is going to catch his toes, and Cookietic's going to take that tiniest pop-off of all time.
All right, 2 replays coming up. First, we're going to have that crazy Eruption edge guard. Just really solid timing on that. I mean, it's not exactly the hardest recovery to nail that with, but he could have curved around and thrown his timing off.
With his percentage, yeah, he could have easily at least tried to live another day. And then this one here is going to be that footstool combo that opened the game, put Lucario basically at 60% 10 seconds into the match.
And if he had gotten the tech chase, I feel like he could have kept that going. But it doesn't matter.
Oh, and he almost actually hit him with the top hitbox of that Eruption, too.
Yeah.
Had he been able to charge it longer. That move is like Palutena's up smash when it's fully charged.
Right,
it's huge.
I think it's kind of a move that is a bit underrated. Of course, the obvious use for it is charge it up off the stage, or I'm sorry, when your opponent's off the stage, returning to the edge. But it does have kind of a wonky hitbox that Ike doesn't necessarily have the ability to hit otherwise.
Like, the flames are, like, disingenuous. It doesn't tell you, like, hey, you'd expect this is where the hitbox is. But like, it's sort of the same thing as like Ganon's up tilt. Like, you're like, I'm completely safe from this, and like you're like here, and you're like all of a sudden you're exploding off the side. You're like, that shouldn't have hit me. But
yeah, we all know that 0 versus 8 inches clip, right?
the explosion doesn't always match the hitbox. So study your videos and your frames there, guys.